What if I told you that every doubt you feel is a literal knot inside your brain? A tight contraction that freezes your ability to create the life you truly want. Imagine that knot as a dark thread pulling your thoughts into a vortex, keeping you stuck in the same old patterns. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how that knot can be untied, and how an ancient feeling ritual can turn your sense of self into liquid, allowing you to exhale the chaos and start each day with a blank canvas for reality. Welcome. I'm your guide for today's journey into the science of doubt and the mystic practice that dissolves it. First, let's understand what happens in the brain when doubt appears. When a question or fear surfaces, the amygdala, the brain's alarm system, lights up like a flare. It sends a surge of cortisol and adrenaline that tightens a network of inhibitory neurons in the prefrontal cortex. This is the part of the brain that holds intention, focus, and the ability to plan. The surge creates a physiological contraction, narrowing the bandwidth of working memory, as if a valve is being squeezed shut. Researchers have measured that people with chronic self-doubt show a 30% slower decision-making speed, because the brain is busy protecting itself instead of moving forward. Why does this matter for manifestation? Think of your mind as a stage where ideas are actors. When the stage lights dim and the curtains tighten, the actors can't perform. The same thing happens when doubt contracts the neural space. Your intentions lose the room they need to be projected into the world. In other words, you try to paint a masterpiece with a brush whose bristles have been squeezed flat. The result is a streak of hesitation, a blank page, a feeling that nothing is happening. Now imagine you could release that squeeze, open the valve, and let fresh air flood the stage. That's exactly what the empty space ritual does. It is a three-step practice that first acknowledges the knot, then transforms the self into a fluid state, and finally uses a deliberate exhalation to blow the knot apart. The first step is simple awareness. You sit comfortably, close your eyes, and bring attention to the sensation of doubt, perhaps a tightness in the chest or a heaviness behind the eyes. You name it silently. I am feeling doubt. Naming the knot creates a small distance, a mental space that weakens its grip. The second step is where the mystic element comes in. You visualize yourself as water, a river that can flow around obstacles. As you inhale, you imagine the breath entering your body as a clear stream, filling every cell, loosening the knot like warm water softening hardened clay. The mind is remarkably plastic. This imagery activates the same neural pathways that process real physical sensations, signaling the brain that the tension is safe to release. The third step is the exhalation, the literal blowing away of chaos. As you exhale, you picture the breath turning into a gust of wind that carries the knot out of your head, scattering it into the ether. This act of externalizing the doubt not only reduces the physiological contraction, but also rewires the brain's expectation of safety. Studies on breathwork show that controlled exhalations stimulate the vagus nerve, increasing parasympathetic activity and lowering cortisol levels, effectively undoing the knot's grip. Let's pause for a moment. If you've ever felt that mental block that stopped you from finishing a project or speaking your truth, I'd love to hear how it shows up for you. Q Pince's T. Drop your experience in the comments, because sharing those moments helps us all see the pattern more clearly. When you practice this ritual consistently, you begin each morning with a mental empty space, a clean slate where intention can be placed without interference. Think of it as resetting the brain's global workspace, the arena where conscious thoughts become actions. By clearing the space, you give your intentions room to expand, to be noticed by the subconscious, and eventually to manifest in the external world. Science backs this up. Neuroplasticity research tells us that repeated mental practices literally reshape the brain's wiring. The more you visualize fluidity and perform the exhalation, the more the brain learns that doubt is not a threat, but a temporary state that can be released. Over weeks, you'll notice faster decision-making, clearer focus, and a sense that ideas flow more easily, as if the knot has been replaced by a smooth, open channel. Now imagine integrating this ritual into everyday moments. Before a big meeting, take 3 breaths, picture yourself as water, and blow out the doubt. Before you start a creative project, sit for a minute. Acknowledge any lingering hesitation and exhale it like fog dissipating at sunrise. Each of these micro-rituals reinforces the larger habit of keeping your mental space empty and ready for new possibilities. We're almost at the point where you can try it right now. I'll guide you through a short version that you can practice while you're listening. Sit upright, relax your shoulders, and close your eyes. Bring your attention to the breath, noticing the rise and fall of your chest. As you inhale, imagine a clear river entering your body, filling every corner. Hold for a heartbeat, then exhale slowly, visualizing the wind carrying away any knot of doubt. Do this 3 times, feeling the tension melt away. If this moment feels like a breakthrough, if you sense the tension loosening, then you're experiencing the first real shift. Keep this practice for a few days and watch how your mind starts to feel lighter, how decisions become smoother, and how ideas appear without the usual resistance. This is the power of the empty space ritual, a simple, repeatable technique that merges neuroscience with ancient breathwork to dissolve doubt at its source. Before we wrap up, remember, the transformation is a journey, not a single event. The ritual gives you a tool, but the real magic happens as you apply it consistently, noticing the subtle changes in how you think, feel, and act. As you go forward, stay curious, stay present, and keep the space empty for new possibilities to flow in. If this has opened a new door for you, if you feel the spark of possibility, smash that like button and consider subscribing so we can explore more techniques that blend science and spirit. The next step is yours. Keep the breath alive, keep the mind fluid, and watch the knots untangle themselves as you settle into the rhythm of the breath. Notice how the sensation of the air moving in and out begins to feel like a tide, pulling away the weight of uncertainty with each exhalation. This is not merely a metaphor. The physiological shift you are experiencing is a real change in the way your nervous system registers threat. When doubt tightens the neural pathways, the body responds with a cascade of stress hormones that keep the mind in a state of hypervigilance. By consciously inviting the breath to become a river that washes through the body, you are signaling to the brain that safety has returned, allowing the prefrontal cortex to relax its grip on the amygdala. In that relaxed state, the mental space opens up, creating room for new ideas to surface without the interference of the old knot. Imagine for a moment a canvas that has never been touched, a field of fresh snow waiting for footprints. Each time you practice the empty space ritual, you are laying down a new set of footprints that do not follow the old, worn-out paths of self-doubt. Over time, the brain begins to recognize this pattern as the default, and the old routes start to fade, much like a trail that is no longer walked. This is why consistency matters. The more you return to the practice, the stronger the new neural pathways become, and the easier it is for the mind to stay fluid and responsive. Let's explore a few ways you can weave this ritual into the fabric of your everyday life, turning ordinary moments into opportunities for renewal. When you wake up, before you even reach for your phone, take a few deliberate breaths. Visualize the morning light as a gentle stream entering your body, filling you with clarity. As you exhale, imagine any lingering fog of yesterday's worries being carried away by the sunrise. This simple act sets the tone for the day, establishing an empty mental slate before the world begins to pile on demands. ***, during a work break, Step away from the screen and find a quiet spot. Close your eyes, and in that brief pause, repeat the river and wind visualization. Even a minute of this practice can reset the nervous system, reducing the cortisol spike that often builds up after hours of focused concentration. You'll notice that after the break, tasks that once seemed overwhelming feel more approachable, as if the mental fog has lifted. Before a conversation that you anticipate will be challenging, take 3 slow breaths, each time picturing yourself as water flowing around obstacles. As you exhale, picture the words you intend to speak as droplets that glide smoothly, unimpeded by the tension that doubt would otherwise create. This preparation not only calms the body, but also sharpens the focus, allowing you to listen more deeply and respond with greater authenticity. If you're engaged in a creative endeavor, whether it's writing, painting, playing an instrument, or brainstorming a new project, allow yourself a brief ritual before you begin. Sit comfortably, place your hands gently on your thighs, and draw your attention inward. Visualize a clear spring bubbling up from the depths of your being, filling you with fresh inspiration. As you exhale, imagine any fear of imperfection being blown away like mist dissolving in the sun. When you return to your work, you'll find that the creative flow emerges more readily, unblocked by the self-critical voice that often sabotages progress. Even in moments of physical activity, such as a run or a yoga session, you can incorporate the empty space principle. During a run, synchronize your stride with your breath, feeling each inhalation as a surge of energy and each exhalation as a release of doubt. In yoga, use the transitions between poses to imagine your body turning into liquid, flowing seamlessly from one shape to the next, while the exhale carries away any tension that tries to cling to the muscles. Now, let's dive deeper into the science that underpins this practice, so you can appreciate not only the mystical aspect, but also the concrete mechanisms that make it effective. Research in neuroplasticity shows that repetitive, intentional breathwork can alter the connectivity of brain regions involved in emotional regulation. When you consistently pair the inhalation of a calming image with the exhalation of a disruptive thought, you are essentially training the brain to rewire its response patterns. Over weeks of practice, the default mode network, a system that often fuels rumination, becomes less dominant, while the salience network, which helps filter relevant information, becomes more balanced. This shift translates into a mind that is less prone to getting stuck in loops of doubt and more capable of moving forward with clarity. Another key element is the role of the vagus nerve, the main conduit of the parasympathetic branch of the autonomic nervous system. Slow, diaphragmatic breathing stimulates this nerve, sending signals that promote relaxation and reduce heart rate variability associated with stress. By aligning the breath with vivid imagery, you amplify this effect, creating a synergistic loop where the body and mind reinforce each other's calm state. The result is a physiological environment where the brain's fight or flight circuitry loosens its grip, and the space for creative thought expands. It's also worth noting the importance of language in shaping our internal experience. When you describe yourself as liquid or fluid, you invoke a metaphor that the brain interprets quite literally. Metaphorical thinking is not merely poetic. It activates neural circuits that overlap with sensory and motor areas, allowing the imagined fluidity to manifest as a tangible feeling. This is why the simple act of visualizing water can have such a profound impact on how you physically experience the breath. By repeatedly using these fluid metaphors, you reinforce the neural pathways that support adaptability and resilience. Let's bring these ideas together in a more advanced version of the ritual, designed for those who feel comfortable with the basic practice and want to deepen their experience. Begin by finding a seated posture that allows your spine to be tall, yet relaxed. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep inhale through the nose, counting gently in your mind to 4, feeling the belly rise. As the breath reaches the top of the inhale, picture a crystal clear spring emerging from a hidden cavern within you, its water sparkling with potential. Hold the breath for a brief moment, just enough to sense the fullness of the spring. Then begin a slow exhale through the mouth, visualizing the water spilling out as a waterfall that carries away any dense gray clouds of doubt. As you release the breath, imagine the waterfall forming a river that flows outward, merging with a vast ocean of possibility. Allow this image to linger for several cycles, noticing how each round feels smoother, how the mental fog thins further. After you have completed 5 of these cycles, gently open your eyes and take a moment to scan your body. Notice any areas that feel lighter, any thoughts that feel less tangled. You may even hear a subtle shift in the background noise of your mind, a quieting of the inner critic. This is the point where you can transition back into your day, carrying with you the sense of spaciousness that the ritual has cultivated. If you find that your mind wanders, that's perfectly normal. The practice is not about forcing the mind to stay still, but about gently guiding it back to the visual anchor each time it drifts. Each return strengthens the mental muscle of focus, much like a weightlifter adding a small plate to build strength over time. The key is compassion. Treat each wandering thought as a leaf floating downstream. Acknowledge it and let it pass without judgment. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried a breath practice that feels like it reshapes your inner landscape? What images or metaphors resonate most with you when you aim to dissolve doubt? Share your experiences in the comments below. Reading your stories not only creates a community of support, but also adds new perspectives that can enrich everyone's journey. As we draw this exploration to a close, remember that the empty space ritual is a tool, not a miracle cure. Its power emerges from the consistency with which you apply it, the intention you bring, and the willingness to observe the subtle changes that accumulate over days and weeks. Think of it as planting a seed in fertile soil. The act of planting is simple, but the growth that follows depends on the care you provide. By returning to the breath, by visualizing fluidity, and by exhaling the knots that bind you, you are nurturing a garden of possibility within your mind. Take a final deep breath now, feeling the air fill you completely. And as you release it, imagine a bright horizon opening before you, inviting you to step forward with confidence. Let this image stay with you as you move through the rest of your day, and let it remind you that the space within is always ready to receive new experiences, new ideas, and new growth. If this conversation sparked a flicker of curiosity, if you sensed a shift in how you view doubt, consider staying connected. Your engagement fuels this channel, and together we can continue to explore the intersection of neuroscience and ancient wisdom. Feel free to like the video if it resonated, and if you feel called to join a community that dives deeper into these practices. Subscribing is a simple way to stay in the loop. No pressure, just an invitation to keep the breath alive and the mind fluid. Until our next journey, keep breathing, keep imagining, and keep watching those knots untangle themselves, one exhale at a time.